So we are going to start the class. Can you see now? Yeah, the PDF. We are going to start the plant tissues. What we have done in the last class is a simple tissues, simple tissues, and other one is the permanent tissues. So simple tissue, meristematic tissues we have done like the apical meristems, lateral meristems, and intercalary. Got it? Now today we are going to start with the permanent tissues of plant tissues of different types. So let us see the first one. It takes time to open. You can see the white screen. Oh no, it's taking time. Just a minute. Wait for a second. Yeah. Now here we go. The permanent tissues. Okay. Now the permanent tissues are some meristematic tissues that after dividing have lost the ability to divide again and take up specific role and thus form the permanent tissue. These tissues provide support to the plant and stores food. Now, the tissues or the cells which have lost the power of division, these tissues has become the permanent tissues. Now, can you see the permanent tissues have permanent shape? The shape does not change. Once it retains its shape, it will be forever. Size and function. When this meristematic tissue they turn into permanent shape, size, and function, this is called differentiation. That's called differentiation. Now, intercellular space are often present. Okay. Now, this is very important aspects for you is the differentiation. Okay. The permanent tissue attains its permanent shape, size, and function. Function means it will do its function, specific function of its own. It will not do two functions simultaneously. Only one function it will do, and that is specific, and that is called differentiation. Now, types of permanent tissue. What are the types? Let us go for the types of permanent tissue. Number one, simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissues are made up of similar cells. All the cells are of similar type, whereas a complex permanent tissues are made up of more than one type of cells. Okay, they are made up of more than one type of cells. Now, when we study the simple and permanent, it will be more clear. See, I have colored with the same color the simple permanent tissues. It is of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, 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 and sclerenchyma. So permanent tissues are of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Simple permanent tissues. Complex permanent tissue are of two types: xylem and phloem. Clear? Now we are going to study in this part what is the parenchyma tissue, what is the collenchyma tissue, what is the sclerenchyma tissue, and where they are present and what are their functions. Okay, am I clear? Can you proceed? So, to repeat again, permanent tissues are of two types: simple permanent tissue, complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissues are of three types: parenchyma, sclerenchyma. Complex permanent tissues are of two types: xylem and phloem. So, xylem and phloem already you have studied in the lower classes, in class 8, even in class 7. Okay. Now, let us go to first one: simple permanent tissues. Got it? The simple permanent tissues. The simple permanent tissues are loose. The tissues are loose. The diagram is given to the adjacent one and contains intercellular space, large vacuoles, and peripheral nucleus. Peripheral nucleus means the nucleus are not at the center, they are at the side. And the large part is the vacuole. This whole part is the vacuole of the cell. Got it? These are all cells together are called simple permanent tissue, that is called parenchyma. Got it? and the nucleus at the periphery. Periphery means far away, not at the center of the cell. Now, what is the function? Mainly storage of food and gums, resins, tannin. Tannin, no, you get tea, the rubber gums. Okay, those type of chemicals that they are secreted. They store those type of things, and mainly they store up the food. Serve as a packing tissue and fill the space and the tissues and maintain a shape and turgidity. Means the shape of the plants are maintained by this simple parenchyma tissues. Clear? Now, if these tissues contain chlorophyll, now if a parenchyma tissues contain chlorophyll in them, they are called chlorenchyma. Chlorene, CHLOREN. Chlorene means came from the word chlorophyll. Clear? So, chlorenchyma, they can go for photosynthesis. Next, if we go, special type of parenchyma tissues are found in aquatic plants which contains air cavities. Now you can see some of the plants, water hyacinth, azolla, they float on the water. Okay, in school, even a school, there is a big lake, isn't it? And that lake, you will see that some plants they float. Is because of the parenchyma tissues. They're aquatic and they have air cavities inside them. These air cavities, what they do, they store a gas and it makes the plant light, and means they can float on water. It's the upward thrust pressure given by the water to the plant to float. Anything that floats on water is called buoyant. VUOYANT. It's called buoyant. It helps to float on water. Such type of tissues are called aerenchyma. 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 The air word came from the air. See, it's related. Okay, chyma means tissues. The word aren comes to air. The word colon comes from chlorophyll. Got it? So the words are related when these namings are given. So here in permanent tissues, simple permanent tissues, parenchyma tissues, we got two specialized cell. Apart from packing cells, two specialized cells are there: chlorenchyma and parenchyma. Am I clear? You get it? Yes. Air cavity means in the tissues there are some air space are there. Got it? Understood? In the tissues, in between tissues, there are some space where it can retain air. Got it? And they are spongy in nature. If you squeeze it, you will find spongy in nature. This air cavities helps them to float on water. This helps them to float on water. They are called hydrophytes. Hydro means water, phytes means plants. Clear? Is it clear? Can we go for next? Simple cholenchyma, COLLEN, colon, not chlorine, colon, CO, cholenchyma tissues. Okay, the tissues are elongated. They are long, elongated, and irregular thickening at the corners because of the pectin deposit. So here, if you see these corners, have you seen this wall? These are the tissues. In the walls, the corner, they are thick, blackened, thickened part is called the pectin. What is the pectin? Pectin is a glue type substances. Okay, cells have a thick wall. They have a very thick wall. Intercellular space are almost absent. Okay, found in stem, leaves, and usually absent in roots. Mostly found in leaves, stem and leaves. Provide mechanical support and flexibility. It allows easy bending in various parts of the plant, leaf and stem, without breaking. This what we say, the pectin deposit, it makes the cell structure and the tissue structure strong, so that when wind blows, it does not get bent and break it down. It can retain the strength, that is called tensile strength. Got it? It can retain it and does not allow to bend or flow down or break down. Clear? Now, can you see the cell structure here? This is the cell wall, thick nucleus at the very corner. The whole part is filled up with a vacuole, which big vacuole, and then at this part, this ends. Okay, these ends, blackened part, you can see these are the deposition of pectin. Got it? This is a transverse section A, and this is a longitudinal section. Means if you cut it vertically, you get this structure. If you cut it transversely, horizontally, if you cut it down and see, you will get this structure. Clear? Am I clear? Now, the word given, kolla, kolenkema, K-O-L-L-A, kolla, not Greek. Okay, these glues make it very strong and stout. Okay, does not allow to break it down. Clear? So usually found in stem and leaves. So for now, the first type is parenchyma, second is collenchyma. Collenchyma we are not going for two types, only one type is there, and then we have last one is of simple permanent tissue. Okay, this is called sclerenchyma. Now, sclerenchyma cells are dead. These are almost dead cells. Okay, and have a long, narrow, and walls and thickened due to the lignin. Now, here the chemical substance present is the lignin. This one. Previously in collenchyma it was, what was that? Huh? Pectin. Good. Here it is lignin. Now, almost same. No intercellular space provides support and strength to the part of the plant, makes the plant hard and stiff. Husk of coconut made up of these tissues. Coconut, when you tear up the shell, no, from the top part, husk. When you take out the coconut, what you do? You have to remove all this fiber, isn't it, from the coconut? Did you see the coconut? How they remove it? Yes, those tissues are called the sclerenchyma tissue. They are very hard and tough. Okay, they are long, hard and tough. Now, it forms a protective covering. Yes. Yeah, oh, already these are permanent tissues. They were meristematic tissue. Now they have attained a permanent stage. Okay, they have become hard and strong. And their functions are specific. These are strong, hard, and strong so that it makes a covering. That is why their fibers are very hard, very not easy to tear it out. It forms a protective covering of the seeds and nuts. You break the nuts shell, isn't it? When you eat nuts, you break it the shell, isn't it? The shell is of sclerenchyma tissue. Simple permanent tissue, sclerenchyma, SCLERENCHYMA, sclerenchyma. Got it? The nut skin these are called stone cells. Okay. Okay, the two types of cells you will find sclerenchyma. One is a husk fiber type, another nut very strong type is called stone cells. Now, when you break the almonds or dry fruits, no, when you break it, you see the hard shell is on the top. That hard shell is the stone cells, and it is made up of sclerenchyma. Now, the structure you see, simple pith are there. This is the joint, narrow part, pith is called pith. There are difference between pith, P-I-T-H, pith, and pith. Pith, this is the joining part of the two cells. Clear? Now, wide lumen. Lumen is the space. There is a big space called lumen. Okay. Now, this is a transverse section and this is a longitudinal section. If you cut this into horizontally one, that is transverse section, you will see this type of structure. If you cut it down in vertically, vertically, okay, you will get this one. Now, there is a deposition of lignin at the thick wall. This blackish color, if you see, these are the deposition of lignin. The chemical makes it very hard and tough of the tissues. Got it? Now, what is the lignin? A chemical substance which acts as a cement and hardens them. It acts as a cementing type substance. Okay, and the cells are all dead. These cells are all dead cells, not live cells. Lumen, inside space of intercellular space, the space in between them is called the lumen. And pith, the inner portion of the cell wall, the very thinner portion of the cell. This thinner portion, have you seen the space? This is a very thinner portion of the cell wall that is called the pith. So you got the three important part. One is lignin, lumen, and pith. Now, sclerenchyma tissues, what they do? They make the cell structure or the tissue structure very hard and tough, very hard and tough. One is of fiber type, another as a hard coating type called stone cells. Two things. Clear? Am I clear with sclerenchyma? Any doubt on these three? Parenchyma? Yes. 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 Yes, both present lignin. One is a very hard type and another is the fiber type. Clear? The hard type is called the, yes. Yes. Number one is your parenchyma. Okay. Storage of food. Okay. And make mainly they go for packing cells. Packing, when I will discuss the transverse section of a stem, you will see at the bottom that will be of parenchyma tissues. Okay. Packing cells. Then they have two types of tissues, extra tissues. One is collenchyma and this arenchyma. Collenchyma goes for photosynthesis, arenchyma goes for air cavities. Okay, this goes for photosynthesis and arenchyma goes for helps the plants to float on water. It helps the plants to float on water. Then comes collenchyma tissues. These are a hard tissues, mainly deposition of pectin, the chemical called pectin. This pectin deposition. Okay, and it goes for mechanical support and flexibility. It gives the flexibility of the plants and for the stem and the leaves without breaking down. It helps to hold it in the when the wind blows. Got it? Then the third one is of sclerenchyma. They are also hard tissues. Okay, mainly deposition of lignin. Okay, the lignin is a chemical substance which acts as a cement and hardens them. Lumen, the space between them, and the pit, the thin cell wall. Now, the sclerenchyma tissues, they also two functions. One is of that it forms a husk of the coconut and other fibers. When you break down a leaf, a stem, can you see a small thread-like structure comes out? Did you ever notice when you break down a branch of a plant or a leaf, a small hair? Yes, these are sclerenchyma tissues. These are sclerenchyma tissues. What? Sclerenchyma tissues are present everywhere, not only in coconut husk, it is present in the plant and the plants to very hard to hold the plants erect and not allow to break down or fall down when the wind blows. Okay, and the hard covering of the nut is the stone cells. Clear? Yes. Hmm. Maybe yes. The water hyacinth. The water hyacinth. They have arenchyma and collenchyma both. Okay, fine. Then next, difference between sclerites and fibers and sclerites of sclerenchyma tissues. I have given it together. Please go through it. They are highly elongated, narrow, and spindle shaped. They are spherical, irregular, and shaped. Occurs in bundles. They occurs in loose groups. Got it? Sclerites. Then provide mechanical strength to the plants, gives the hardness to the seed coat, and getting. These are four differences given. Got it? Then comes your difference between parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Go through it. Okay. All the three differences are given together. Did you get it? Location, all parts of the plant. Parenchyma occurs hypodermally in dicot stem and leaves, mostly found in the stem and leaves. Sclerenchyma occurs in hypodermis monocot stem. Monocot, do you understand what is monocot and dicot? Cotyledon. Yeah, the plant which have when you break the seed coat, and when you see the seed coat inside the seed, if the seed has two parts, equal two parts, is called dicot. If the seed does have only one part, is called monocot. For example, if you break down the seed coat of a mango plant and you see it will be two halves, you will get it, two equal halves. Whereas if you take the coconut, it's a monocot. Betel nut, monocot. Clear? You cannot get two equal halves. Okay. Now these are the difference given: nature, living, thin wall tissues, unevenly thickened. The tissues is dead, very thick walled strength. It provides rigidity to the soft organs. It becomes mechanical strength. The flexibility provides mechanical strength. Intercellular space present, absent, absent. Clear? Is it clear? Parenchyma, collenchyma, and parenchyma tissues differences. Go through it. Yeah. This is for your self-study. Now, one more tissues we have to discuss about the apart from in permanent tissues, apart from parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, another one more important tissues we have to discuss present there is called epidermal tissues. Epi means above, dermal means or derma means skin, means the plant is covered with a skin, a thick layer of skin. It's called epidermal tissues. Epi means above, derma means skin. Clear? Now, epidermal, all plants are covered by a protective layer, tissues called epidermal tissues. It is the outermost aerial part of the plant made up of single layer of cells. It's only a single layer of cells, not much. Okay. Now, epidermis secretes a waxy coating layer which resists to water. Now, if you put water in a Calocasia plant, you know Calocasia plant? If you drop water in the leaf, what does it happen? The water does the water retains absorbs by the leaf? It drains out. Tell me, anyone? No, it drains out. Did you get it? If you drop water on the leaf of a plant, it will drain out because it contains a thick, very thin layer of waxy coating. Wax type coating is there on the epidermal layers. This prevents water loss, mechanical injury, and invasion of fungal and other parasites. The epidermal tissues, what it does, it prevents the water loss. Because of waxy coating, the water will not be easily dried, turned into vapor and go up. If this happens, the cell will die. It will lose water and it will die. And also supports the minimum mechanical injury. If there is a mechanical minimum pressure, it can retain it. And invasion of fungal and other parasites. If this shiny wax does not allow the fungus and parasites to go into the cells or tissues, in between the tissues. Got it? Now, desert plant have a waxy coating called cutin, which prevents water loss. Okay, that is why they do not lose water maximum. The desert plants, okay, they got a waxy. If you see touch a desert type plant, the cactus and all, you will find on top it's a waxy type on top, and that is called cutin. Now, epidermal cells contain spores called stomata. Epidermal, they call a small spores called stomata. These you have studied in class 7. Do you remember? Yeah. Maximum of the stomata are found in the lower part of the leaf, not on upper. Remember, maximum of the stomata are at the lower part of the leaf because upper part goes for photosynthesis. What it top part goes for photosynthesis, and the below part, okay, lower part, yeah, lower part, it contains the maximum stomata, small kidney-shaped guard cells that these guard cells are covered by accessory cells, extra cells, okay, which helps in exchange of gases and transpiration. Two things, the function of stomata. Number one is transpiration, means it lose water from the guard cell in the form of vapor due to heat, and exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen takes place through the stomata. Got it? Now this is the function. These stomata are found in epidermal cells at the top. Got it? Now, epidermal cells in the roots bear absorb water and mineral salts. They have these epidermal cells are present in the root hairs. Okay, these absorb water and mineral salts. Outer covering tissues undergoes exchanges by secondary means and give rise to cork or bark of a tree. Means the outer part, when the tree grows into a diameter, not longitudinally, when it grows horizontally, diameter, it increases the diameter, circular. Okay, it adds up, this covers the epidermal tissues, then breaks down and forms the hard bark or cork cells. This is called a hard bark or cork cell. Now, I have a diagram, I'll show you. The cork cells are dead and compactly arranged with interstitial space Cork cell contains a chemical called suberin. Okay, the cork cells are outer covering of the epidermal. The diameter is called covering called suberin. Now this gives impervious of gas and water, does not allow gases and water to move in and out. Now if you see this one, first one, epidermal cells. This is the leaf, the transverse section of a leaf. Here you see at the bottom part, here you have stomata. You see this part is the stomatal part, lower part of the epidermis, and these are the stomatas you see in the leaf on the lower part. This is the structure. Got it? And these two are the stomatas which are open and closed type of stomata. Already you have done in class 7. You remember? Okay. Now let us discuss about, till this it is clear? Any doubt? Any doubt? Okay. Now cork cell, you know. So this is the wood. Got it? This is the outer. This, see the diagram. See the diagram. This is the outer part. This part, red part, the outer part, cork cell. The epidermal part has developed into cork cell. Okay. Now cork cambium. Cambium means dividing tissues, and they divide. Now this forms the bark. Now they go on dividing and they come out. They forms the bark. Okay. These are the vascular tissues. Okay, xylem and phloem. Now if you see the structure here, epidermal structure, just see the cork is called phloem, P-H-E-L-L-E-M, phloem. The cork is called phloem, the outer part. Below the cork is the another type of tissue called phallogen, cork cambium, called phallogen. Cambium tissues means they have a power of division. This has a power of division, but this does not have a power of division. This is the outermost part, which are contact with the air outside environment. These are the inner part. Clear? Is it clear? Epidermal cells. Epidermal. The cork cells are epidermal cells. Clear? Let us see this anatomy of the stem. This is there in a textbook. I'll take 1 more minute. This is there in a textbook. Anatomy of the cell. This is a dicot stem. This is cut into horizontal manner. Horizontal, not vertically. Okay, horizontal manner. And if you take a section of the stem, this is the tissue arrangement inside it. This is a tissue arrangement. Got it? Now you just see here from the bottom. This is the inner part. This part is the inner part. This is called the pith. These pith are the parenchyma tissues. They are also called packing tissues. Parenchyma tissues are packing tissues. Then just above that is a vascular bundle. This whole is called vascular bundle. Why? Here, these are the xylem tissues and this is the phloem tissues. Clear? Phloem tissues and xylem tissues. You know the function of phloem and xylem. And in between them, there is another type of tissue called the cambium. This cambium tissue, they can divide. They can divide. This division makes the stem to grow in diameter. Clear? This helps the stem to grow in diameter. Now, on top, this is the xylem tissues. This is the cambium. This is the phloem tissues. You see here, this part. Now, on top is the pericycle tissues, which is also helps in packing tissues. Then endodermis. Endo means inside, derma means skin. One covering is there. Then comes cortex. This cortex is also a parenchyma tissue. This cortex is also a parenchyma tissue. They are also known as what? They are known as packing tissues, isn't it? And then hypodermis, below epidermis is called hypodermis, and top is epidermis, and then cuticle, the waxy coating. Clear? So this is a transverse section of a dicot stem. If you cut down the stem into small pieces and you observe under a microscope, you will see these structures, different tissue arrangement structures in the microscope. So coming from center, this is the center part, isn't it? Coming from center, we'll go, you'll see the pith, vascular bundle, xylem, phloem, cambium, dividing tissues, pericycle, endodermis, cortex, hypodermis, epidermis, and the cuticle. This is the transverse section of a dicot stem. So the difference is given epidermal tissues, sorry, mesodermal tissues and permanent tissues. Go through it. Okay. So here I complete my class. This one. Did you get it? Okay. So now you have history class, isn't it? Okay. I'll give you the two links. One for Google Form for your worksheet test. Okay, worksheet. You can say test or the worksheet work, and another for submission of your answers. Clear? So, worksheet you will submit by 7 o'clock. Okay, and the question answers you can take 2 days, 2 or 3 days to submit it. Okay. Huh? Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. We write down the question. Okay. I'll just check it whether you have done or not. Okay. Any questions, anything you have a doubt in the question or you cannot answer, you can contact me in evening. Clear? I will be available. Hmm? Aryan. Yes. Answer for as you wish. It's up to you. Okay. So I'm winding up my class because ma'am is waiting for history class. Clear? Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Okay. I exit. Okay.